Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of getting started with EOSmith's Moodle site. And last time, you might remember, we set up our first course, and that's basically where we got to. Now I want to look at enrolling students and setting up assignments today in part 2. So here I am. I'm logged into EOSmith's Moodle site, and I'm going to click the name of the course that I want to work on. You can see I've already got some things in here, some assignments, quiz, resource for the students. And let's look at how we're going to get some students in this course. I'm going to come down here in the settings block, and where it says users, I'm going to click on that. Now there's two ways to do it. One is to just click enrolled users here, and so this is if you want to manually enroll the students. And then you are going to click enroll users, and you're going to search for the students. You have to search for them one by one. You can type in their last name and click enter, and then you just select the student you want to enroll in the course. Make sure it says student up here, and then click enroll, and they will be enrolled in your course. That's the manual method. It's much more efficient though if you go back down here and click on enrollment methods. And your screen right now will probably look like this, with a little closed eye near to the right of self-enrollment. You're going to want to open that eye, which will enable student self-enrollment, and then click the hand with the pencil. And then you're going to just put in a password here. It's called an enrollment key. I've put in the password 5 values, and this is what you'll give to students to sign up for the course. All right, and then make sure you save the changes. Now to show you how this works, I am going to, let's see, first I've got to go in and take out the student that I put in before. So I'm going to take this person out. I just want to show you how this works for students signing in. Now the students are already in EOSmith's Moodle system. They can log into the system with their EOSmith network username and password. So whatever they've been using to get on the EOSmith computers, they can use to get on this website. So let's see, this is a fake student that I put in there, a fake student account, so I'm going to log in as a student. And as you can see, I can see the list of all the teachers who have accounts in here. And I'm going to click as a student. I'm going to click on my teacher's name. This is just my test category here that I made, so click on that. And I can actually see the course here, but I wouldn't be able to submit anything until I'm enrolled as a student. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click enroll me in this course. I'm going to put in the enrollment key that I was given by my teacher. Click enroll me. And that's all there is to it. Now as a student, this is what I would see. I can click on an assignment, I can submit an assignment, I can click on a quiz, and whatever I want to do, I can actually submit things now, take part in the course. Alright, so I'm going to log back out, and now we'll look at creating an assignment. I'm going to log in as a teacher again. Okay, and you can see it's giving me a little notification. We talked about notifications last time. I'm going to ignore that. Click on the course name. Now to add an assignment, the first thing I need to do is turn editing on. I can either do that down here under course administration, or I can click this button up here. Now you'll notice all these icons next to everything. So I can make changes. I'm going to click add an activity or resource. Now you can see in this viewer here that I can add resources, so I can add links to web pages. I can upload files, maybe an assignment, a Word document that you've got on your network drive, and you just want to upload that assignment to this. That's fine. Or a resource, a story, whatever. In this case, I'm going to click assignment. Assignments 2.2 is an older version. You don't need to worry about that. I'm going to click assignment up here and click add. Alright, and put a name in, description, now if this were a new assignment, I might just type everything in here. I might cut and paste the entire text of the assignment into this box, or if I've got the assignment, say, on Google Docs, which I like to do, this is an assignment that's on Google Docs and I have shared this so that anyone with a link can view it. I'm going to copy the URL, and then what I do is I just make this a hyperlink, and then the students will see the hyperlink text here and they will click on it and that will take them to the Google document. You can see here the due dates, so I can set due dates if I want. Prevent late submissions. Let's see. Okay, submission settings. This is important. If you want them to have a text box, which would look much like this here, if you want them to have a text box where they can just put their answer right in there, then turn this on to yes. If you want them to be able to submit a file, then make sure this says yes here. That will enable them to actually upload a file from their computer, a report, whatever it is. And you might want to just make sure that this is a high maximum here, 10 megabytes, just in case you're having them to upload some pictures or something like that, movies. Now under grading, this is where you can set the point values. Say this is just a 25-point assignment, and then simple direct grading, for that you'll just be able to go in there and just type their grade, the points that they got out of 25, into a little window for each student's submission. If you want to have a rubric, then you can pull this down and select rubric. Okay, so I'm going to do that because I want to go through the process of showing you how rubrics can be created through this. It's a very useful tool. So I'm going to click Save and Display. And now you can see that I've got, it just sent me right to this advanced grading page, which will let me set up a rubric. If I needed to get to this, if I was in just looking at the assignment page right now, I would just come down here to under Assignment Administration and click Define Rubric, and that would bring me to this page here. Now in this case, I want to just create a new one from scratch. Later on you'll have some rubrics in here, so you can search for those and then you can just modify them and save the revisions and save new versions of them. But I'm going to click Create a New Rubric from Scratch, and this is going to be called Assignment 2 Rubric. I don't need to put a description in here. And you can see here's the rubric right here. So right now there's only one criterion, and let's call this title and date. No title and date. So the description of the first level, for which they receive no points, is no title and date. And right here maybe creative title and date. And then who knows, I could put appropriate title and date. And now if I wanted to add another level, say have 4 point levels here, I could just click Add Level, and then I could put something like that. Now if I want to do another criterion, so maybe introduction, and then I put in the 4 levels. By the way, make sure you have a 0 point option here, otherwise the minimum point value for this assignment will not be 0. So unless that's what you want, you got to make sure that you have a 0 point level here. Amazing intro. And this isn't how I would recommend making a rubric, of course, but just for demonstration purposes. Okay, and I could add more, obviously. And now I'm going to say save the rubric and make it ready. Okay. Now let's say as a student I'm ready to go in here and submit my assignment. So let's log out and we'll go ahead as a student. We'll see what the assignment looks like. We'll see what the rubric looks like, and see how we can submit our work. So I'm going to log out as a teacher, and I'm going to log back in as a student. Okay, here's my course. Now I see this new assignment. Notice here on upcoming events, this is one of the really cool things about Moodle. It lists here my upcoming events with their due dates. So as a student, this is just a great thing for me. I can look up here and see exactly what's coming due. I'll click on that, and let's see, I'm going to add a submission. And look at this, it will allow me to either upload a file from my own computer, so I can click add if the file's on my local computer, and then I can select the file and upload it, or I can type in my assignment. But if I'm smart, I'm going to first check out the rubric. So I'm going to come over here under the assignment. It says submissions grading. I'm going to click on that as a student, and see, I can see the rubric. So I can look at the rubric before I do my assignment, and then I'm going to click on the assignment again, add a submission, and now type in my assignment, save changes. There we go. Now let's go back in as a teacher. Let's log out, and we will go back in as a teacher. Let's see, I'm going to click on this, chemistry, click on assignment 2, and you'll see here, view grade all submissions. Let's see what happens if I click that. And there it is. Billy Green has put in a submission. It shows it right here. Now I could click this and it'll show it in a larger view, like if he had written more. And now to grade it, what I'll do is click over here and click grade, and this will actually give me the rubric, so then I can start going and say, oh, that was just absolutely amazing. I can put in some comments here on the side, click save changes. Okay. Now if there was a file submission, I would click that, open that file up, and then I could have the file and the rubric on the same screen if I'd like, so that I can read it and grade it easily like that. Now those grades are going to be, right now he got 25 out of 25, so those grades are now going to be up here. If I click gradebook down here under assignment administration, or under course administration, I can see here for this Billy Green, I can see that he hasn't submitted assignment 1, hasn't completed the quiz, but he does have 25 out of 25 up here. Now let's say I just want to add some resources into my course. So instead of assignments, I just want to post some files, maybe use a little bit more like an e-board, that sort of thing. I'm going to turn on the editing, and I'm going to click again, activity or resource. And let's say I want to post a web page that I found that I thought would be helpful to the students. And add that. Put the title for the web page. Okay, maybe I put a little description of it, and then put in the URL. Alright, and then just save and display. Now this is what they'll see. This is what I see anyway. I can click this, and I can go to that then. Now they see this over here as a link. They'll see it in their navigation panel as well. Alright, how about communicating with students? Let's say I'm in my course, and by the way, notice that this says chemistry up here, so I always kind of know where I am if I look there up in the upper left. For example, if I click home, then it will say E.O. Smith Moodle up at the top. And now if I click chemistry again, I can see this. I'm going to click participants right now, and it's going to give me a list of all my users. And underneath here, I could select all, or I could select only some of them. Maybe I just want to give a message to Billy Green, tell him great job. So I'm going to click that, and then it says with selected users, send a message. Now hopefully Billy Green has put in a good email so that he can an email that he checks. And I have a little video that I'll post on this site, on the Moodle E.O. Smith Moodle site, that shows students how to better keep in touch and make sure that they're getting messages. But I just type in the message, "Hi Billy, great job on that assignment number 2 essay." Alright, and then if I click preview, I see a preview of it, and I can just send the message. Now you can send this way, you can use this to send to all of your students at once. So if I click select all, then it'll select all the students. You can send the same message to them. The other way of communicating with them is through this latest news, through the forum here. If you click add a new topic, just write in a new topic, a little description or whatever message you want to give them. Don't forget the test. Okay, and then right here at the bottom of this, if I click mail now and then click post to forum, they will all get an email. All the participants, everybody who signed up in the course here will get an email. Okay, how about quizzes? If I click on add an activity or resource, I can select quiz, add, this is their second quiz. I don't need to put a description in there. Now, if you're giving quizzes online, say in a computer lab, you're probably going to want to open the quiz at a certain time and close it at a certain time. That way, it's only open during the class period, for example, so they can't go there after class and change their answers, that sort of thing. You could do that. And then you also want to adjust some things under the grade category here. Attempts allowed. This will actually let them change their answer as long as the quiz is open. They can go back and change their answer. So you can adjust that as well. And like if they make different attempts at the same answer, you can just allow it to take the highest grade on that if you want, or you can change that as well. Question behavior. Now I would shuffle within questions on this. Another nice thing to do in terms of security in a computer lab is this, where it says layout, question order. You can shuffle them randomly and then have a new page for every question. In other words, each student will only see one question at a time on their screen. They'll be randomly shuffled, and they'll even have the answers within the question shuffled. So that's going to make it a lot more secure. Now be careful down here where it says review options. Right now the default is set so that they are going to be able to see their attempt, whether it's correct, and any feedback that you've put in there, and the right answer immediately after the attempt. Well, I definitely don't want that to be the case if they have unlimited attempts, and I don't want their neighbor to be able to look over and see the right answer. Even once they're done, I probably don't want that. But after the quiz is closed, then maybe we can do that, unless you're going to have some makeups or something. I'm just going to leave this all set so that after the quiz is closed, the students can go and see how they did, see the right answers and the feedback and so forth. You can make it password restricted for the quiz. Make some general feedback, so if they get 100%, you say excellent, something like that. And now I'm going to go down, scroll down and click Save and Display. Okay, so the quiz is created, but it doesn't have any questions in it. To add questions, I need to click Edit Quiz here. And now you can see I can add a question, and there's nothing in here. Now if I had a question bank, I could open this up, and in a future video we'll talk about importing question banks from ExamView. But for now I'm just going to add a fresh question. You can see the different question types they have available. If we put a multiple choice question in, now question name, this is a little irritating here, but you have to give it a name. So let's say the topic of the question was the cell. I'm just going to put in the cell, and here's the question text. What is a cell? Okay. Now here's where I put in the answer choices. Okay, and now if this is the right answer, I'll give it 100% credit. If it's not the right answer, then I give it none. It's actually set up so that you can give partial credit if you want the students to get partial credit for getting like almost the right answer, I guess. Choice 2. Okay, and you can go on and you just put these down here. Put these down here like this, if that's the answer I want to give them. Okay, and then I'm going to go down and put in. Okay, notice also you can put in feedback for each one, so after they make that answer you could have some feedback. Again, they may or may not be able to see this immediately, depending on the settings you use on the last page, that you specified on the last page. They might be able to see this feedback. For example, this could be an explanation of why this answer is not correct, and they would be able to see that later on when they look at this. Alright. And then I'm going to, you can put more answers in, of course. Now I'm done with this question, so save changes. Okay, and I've got my first question on here. Okay, and I can always go back in here and I can edit it again if I want. Now let's look at what the student would see now if they. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to log in as a student again. Click on my course. Now say I'm in the computer lab, I'm ready to take my online quiz. I click quiz number 2. Oops, and this is because it's not set for right now, so let's see, I'm going to have to go back and change that setting. Sorry about that. So just for now, just so that we can see it, just so that we can see this, how it's going to look to the student, I'm going to turn off the time restrictions on this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and log out here. Now I'll go in as a student. Oh look, a message from Dr. Green. Okay, quiz number 2. Attempt quiz now. 1 question quiz. What is a cell? Notice how it's randomized here, so it mixed it up. I'm gonna pick none of these are great, but I'll pick this. Really, the smallest unit of a living thing is an atom, but that's the best one there. So let's go ahead and click next. Alright, submit all and finish. So now you'll actually be able to go back and look at it because, see, I can check my answer because the way I set it up, the students can review their attempts and even change them if they want. Maybe I'll, I really don't like this. sounds like an atom, so I'm going to say a tiny part of me. There we go. Next. And submit all and finish. Once they're done with their quiz, they click this. There you go. And let's see if I can see my answer here. Let's look at my grades and see if I can see it. Oh, I guess I can't yet. Okay, so those are just the basics of setting up assignments, resources, and quizzes. All right, and in part 3, we'll get to some more advanced things perhaps. So keep an eye out on this channel. Thanks for listening.